Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praises and glory and honor to Heavenly Father. True name is Yahawashi, and His only begotten Son by Hashem, in the name of Yahawashi. Those are the true names in the ancient Paleo Hebrew. The last one could out show the tongue, and I say Barak Thumb to the elders and apostles, while I can Akwaf, and I say Shalom. I had once again for the second time on the highways and hedges and keepers and concourse on this November the 3rd, 2025, on this Monday. This is the book of Revelations, chapter 13 and verse 16. It says, Revelation 13 and verse 16. It says, and the cause of all, both small and great, rich and poor, free or bond, to receive a charagma in their right hand or in their FOREHEDS. Right, so they pushing more and more towards the MARK of the BAST. Because we know the wicked, they have the short time to rule, like it says in Revelation 12 verse 12. That's why we live in this. That's why we about to enter in this new economical system, this new financial system. Because it was the newest article saying that we're getting closer and closer to this, pushing more and more of this new economic system. They were saying that is the central digital bank currency part of the new global feature, and which that is true because it's going to be, with the digital banking, digital money, digital ID, digital wallet, digital currency, because everything is digitized nowadays, with this technology. So very soon, your medical information, your financial information, and your personal information, all this is going to be all into one. They want to store this device into your body in order for you to buy yourself and do transactions to be part of society. That's why they have these 15-minute cities, these smart cities. That's going to be part of that as well too. Revelation chapter 13 verse 16, it says, and the cause of all, both small and great, rich or poor, free or bond, to receive a charagma in their right hand or in their FOREHEDS. Right, so this technology device that they want to implant inside of your body, the RFID CHIP, this neural link and this nanotechnology and this brain chip that they want to to insert in your body, even if you're left hand or right hand, that they want to insert in the upper part of your body as well too, in order for you to buy yourself. Even if you're upper class, lower class, in the economic spectrum, even if you're 99% or 1%, this is what they're pushing for. This is Revelation chapter 13 verse 17. It says, in that no man might buy or sell, say that he had the charagma, or the name of the BASC, or the number of his name. Right, so in order for you to buy or sell, you got to have that RFID CHIP chip that they want to implant inside of your body, or the name of the BASC, or the number of his name. Revelation 13 verse 18. It says, here is wisdom, let him have understanding. Count the number of the BASC, for it is the number of man. His number is SIX, or SIX. This is the book of Revelations. This is the book of Revelation, chapter 14 and verse 9. It says, and the third angel followed him, saying, if any man worship the BASC, his image, and whosoever receiveth the charagma in his FOREHADE on his hand. Revelation 14 verse 10 says, the same shall drink the wine of the wrath of Yahweh, was poured out mixture in his cup of his indignation, and he should be torn with fire and brimstone in the presence of holy angel precious lamb. Right, so if you have that RFID CHIP, and you're going to get hit with fire and brimstone in the presence of holy angel precious lamb. Revelation 14 verse 11. It says, and the smoke of their torment ascending up forever and ever, they have no rest neither day or night. So you're not going to receive no rest neither day or night if you have that RFID CHIP and worship his image and his MARK of the BAST, this new economical system that we're about to enter into. And this is the book of Revelations, chapter 3 and verse 10. It says, because thou hast kept the words of my patience, I will also keep thee from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon all the world who try to dwell upon the earth. Right, so as long as we continue to keep the patience, the words of Hamashiach Yahawashi out of Iraq, that we're in, we're endure that hour of temptation, because this is a major prophecy that's going to come to pass and be fulfilled, especially at Revelation 13 verse 16 to verse 18. That's why these have these smart cities, these 15-minute cities, this digital dollar, digital ID, digital wallet, digital currency. And they want you to implement this technology chip of the RFID CHIP in order for you to buy yourself. And that's why we're seeing all these countries leaning towards this central digital currency. You know, this digital dollar, this digital money, digital banking, cross-border payments, online and offline payments. And then they're going to introduce this technology chip that they want to implant inside of your body in order for you to buy or sell. So this is a major prophecy that's going to come to pass in the field. And this is going to be another major prophecy that's going to come to pass in the field as well too, which is the famine of the word. And this is the book of Amos. So it's very important that children of Israel, seek the heavenly Father Yahweh like he may be found. This is the book of Amos, chapter 8, verse 11. It says, behold, the days come, saith the heavenly Father Yahweh, that I will send a famine in a land, not a famine of bread nor thirst of water, but the hearing of the words of Yahweh. Right, so it's going to be a famine of lack of bread, for lack of water, but the hearing of the words of heavenly Father Yahweh, because we are in the beginning stages of it, it's going to come to full effect. And on top of that, it's going to be a famine of the word as well too. So that's why it's very important to seek the words of the heavenly Father Yahweh while he may be found. So we got to return back to our heritage, seeking the righteous path, the righteous ways, because we want to be under the shadow of the protection of the heavenly Father Yahweh, and especially these times to come. You know, what's that? Matthew 24th chapter. These are the beginning of sorrows. And this is Amos chapter 8, verse 12. It says, they shall run from sea to sea, from the north even to the east. They shall run to and fro, try to seek the words Yahweh shall not find it. Right, so many going to run to and fro, try to seek the words of the heavenly Father Yahweh shall not find it. So it's very important for us to seek the words of the heavenly Father Yahweh while he may be found. So it's going to be many going to run to and fro, try to seek the words of the heavenly Father Yahweh shall not find it. Because these are the times we're about to enter into. And this is what we out here sounding the alarm about, you know. This is the book of Amos, chapter 8, verse 13. It says, in that day shall the fair virgin young man fare for thirst. Amos 8, verse 14. It says, I'm going to leave it at that, Slocky. And this is going to be another major prophecy coming to pass in the field, the third world's war. Right along with that MOTB and right along with that famine in the word. This is the book of Revelations. Yeah, it's the book of Revelations 11, verse 14. It says, the second will pass, behold, the third will come quickly. Right, so the second will pass, behold, the third will come quickly. This is Armageddon, Armageddon 1. Right, this is what we're about to enter into. And this is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 30. And I'm going to start at verse 1. And this is the prophet Jeremiah, chapter 30 and verse 1. It says, the word that came to Jeremiah saying, from Yahweh saying, Jeremiah 30 verse 2, thus speak the words of Yahweh of Israel, saying, write all these words that I have spoken unto thee a book. Right, so this is the Heavenly Father speaking through Jeremiah, speaking to the house of Israel, the Israelites. Jeremiah chapter 30 and verse 3, it says, for lo, the days come, saith the Heavenly Father Yahweh, that I will bring again the captivity of my people Israel and Judah, saith Yahweh, that I will cause return to the land which I shall get to their fathers. Right, so there's going to be a new heavens, new earth, new Jerusalem going to be established for the Israelites. Because we know Jerusalem is a people before it's a place, you know. This is that's why we see in the time of the Gentiles going almost being fulfilled, you know. Because the kingdom is going to be given unto us, the Israelites. So he's only in the midst of his people, the children of Israel. This is Jeremiah chapter 30 and verse 4. It says, these are the words that Yahweh spake concerning Israel, concerning Judah, right, us Israelites, from our forefathers and ancestors, all into us, the Israelites. This is Jeremiah chapter 30 and verse 5. It says, for thus said Yahweh, we have heard a voice of trembling and a fear of not a peace. Jeremiah chapter 30 and verse 6. Ask ye down, see whether a man does travail with child. Wherefore do I see every man with his hands in his loins, as a man in travail, in all the faces turns to bellies. This is Jeremiah chapter 30 and verse 7. It says, at last for that day's great, so none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but you should be saved out of it. Right, so out on the rock side that will be saved during the time of Jacob's trouble. This is going to be a time like never before. And this is the book of Matthew chapter 24. Yeah, this is the book of Matthew chapter 24. Yeah, it's the book of Matthew 24 verse 21. It says, for then shall be great tribulation, since the beginning of this world to the time ever shall be. Right, so it's going to be a great tribulation time, nor since the beginning of this world to this time ever shall be, as we are in the beginning stages of it. And this is the book of Daniel, it's the 12th chapter. Check the 11% still good. The Wadi Yahawashi my shot. Oh yeah, bring out that Daniel, the 12th chapter. So hey, we're about to enter some unprecedented times. We're going to be entering some times like never before. That's what we sounding alarm, like it says in the Amos, the 3rd chapter. And that Joel, the 2nd chapter as well too. And this is the book of Daniel, chapter 12, verse 1. It says, and at that time shall Michael stand up, the great prince, was standing for the children of thy people. There should be a time of trouble, such as never was. Damn beetle. That was bugged out. I didn't know what that was for a second. This is Daniel chapter 12, verse 1. It says, and at that time shall Michael stand up, the great prince, was standing for the children of thy people. It says, so Michael the archangel going to have to stand up for the children of thy people, especially these unprecedented times we're about to enter into. But it's going to be a time like never before, because these are the beginning of sorrows of what's about to come, Daniel chapter 12, verse 1. It says, and at that time shall Michael stand up, the great prince, was standing for the children of thy people. And there should be a time of trouble since there's never was, since there was a nation. Right, so it's going to be a time of trouble since there's never was, since there was a nation. And at the same time, thy people should be delivered, right, the Israelites. And everyone that should be found written in the book. Daniel chapter 12, verse 2. It says, many of them that sleep in the dust of earth shall wake to everlasting life, some to shame, everlasting temple. And this is Daniel chapter 12, verse 3. And they that be wise shall shine as brightness of the firmament, and they that turn many to righteousness as stars ever and ever. This is the book of Daniel chapter 12, verse 4. But thou, O Daniel, shalt the words of the book, even to the time of the end. Many shall run to and fro, and knowledge shall be increased. Right, so knowledge shall be increased. And the Yahawashi for that. But definitely for sure, Michael the archangel going to have to stand up for the children of thy people, because we're about to enter some times like never before, And this is Jeremiah chapter, switch up the topic. And this is the prophet Jeremiah chapter 28, verse 8. It says, the prophets that have before thee and before thee of old prophesied both against many countries and great kingdoms of war, evil, and a pestilence. Right, so we come out here to prophesy against great countries and great kingdoms of war, evil, and a pestilence. And that's what we see in our world today. We're seeing these wars are increasing, these evils are increasing, and these pestilences are increasing. And they're going to come to pass in the field as well, too. Jeremiah 28, verse 9, it says, the prophet was prophesied. Jeremiah 28, verse 9, it says, the prophet was prophesied of peace, when the word of the prophet shall come to pass. Then shall the prophet be known that Yahawashi should be sent. Right, because these prophecies are going to come to pass in the field. Just like the Heavenly Father has sent out the prophets in ancient times, and the prophecies came to pass in the field. And that's going to happen once again, because there's no new thing under the sun. And this is Jeremiah chapter 51, verse 46. It says, and these shall heart faint, you fear for the rumor that shall be heard in the land. And a rumor shall come, it says, and there shall be a rumor that shall be heard in the land. And it says 1 year after that, it says that 1 year after that, another year should come in rumor, and by the land rule against rule. Right, so that's what we're saying, by the land rule against rule. Just like it says in the New Testament, Matthew 24 chapter. Wars, rumors, wars, nation against nation, kingdom against kingdom. That's something that's amazing free. This is the book of Matthew chapter 24. The book of Matthew chapter 24, verse 6. It says, ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. Right, that's what we're hearing, wars and rumors of wars that Yahawashi spoke about. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that you be not troubled for all these things must first come to pass, when the end is not yet. Right, so it's going to come to pass, but not going to end just yet. Matthew 24, verse 7. For nation shall rise against nation, which goes to ethnos. That's what we're seeing on a daily basis. It says, for nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom. That's why it says, now what's that, St. Mark the 3rd chapter? If a kingdom be divided, except the kingdom not stand. So nation against nation, kingdom against kingdom, moderate ruler against moderate ruler. It says, for nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom. And there shall be famines and pestilence, and earthquakes in diverse places. Right, so we're going to be seeing the increasing of modern day uptick of earthquakes in various places, in diverse places, increasing pestilence, increasing famines, increasing kingdom against kingdom and nation against nation, and increasing on a daily basis of wars and rumors of wars. Matthew 24 and verse 8. It says all these are the beginning of sorrows. Yeah, so all these, this is Matthew 24 verse 8. All these are the beginning of sorrows. Right, so all these is the beginning of sorrows. That's how they're going to continue to increase. And this is, I'm going to bring out one more last scripture, then I'm close it out. I think I only got like 9% on my phone. Check and see, Salakia. Yeah, I got 9% on my phone. I was correct. Hey, 144. Hey, call Halal Yahawashi Shah. Yeah, this is Luke 21 and verse 25. It says, there shall be signs in the sun and the moon and the stars. Upon the earth, disgressive nations will perplex the sea rich one. Right, so that's what Yahawashi spoke about. Says there's going to be signs in the sun and the moon and the stars. And upon the earth, disgressive nations will perplex the sea rich one. So that's going to continue to increase. This is Luke 21, verse 26. It says, "A man hearts failing to them for." It says, "A man hearts failing to." It says, "Then for fear." It says, "And looking for after those things which are coming on the earth." It says, "For the powers of heaven should be shaken." This is Luke 21, verse 27. It says, "And then shall they see the Son of Man coming in a cloud with the power and his great glory." Right, Hamashiach Yahawashi. This is Luke 21 and verse 28. It says Luke 21 and verse 28. It says Luke 21 verse 28. It says and when these things begin to come to pass, and then look up and lift up your head, for your redemption draweth nigh. Right, so when Yahawashi says when all these things come to pass, and lift up your head, because redemption draweth nigh, because our redemption draweth nigh. That's why it says in Romans the 13th chapter, Apostle Paul was mentioned, "Hey, now it's high time to work out of sleep, because our salvation didn't believe." Now we understand these major prophecies and biblical signs that are coming past the field. So out of the rocks that we endure to the end is salvation for the Israelites. That's why Yahawashi is coming back again to restore the remnant of his people, like it says in Isaiah the 11th chapter. So we want to be part of that hopeful elect, and we want to be part of that remnant as well too. So when all these things come to pass, and lift up your head, and your redemption draweth nigh, at the Wadi Yahawashi. So with that, I'm going ahead and close it out through the spirit, power, grace, and mercy of Yahweh Yahawashi. So once again, back out here again for the second time on the highways and hedges, the Chief Lesson Concourse, on this November the 3rd, 2025, on this Monday. So with that, I would like to give all praises and glory and honor to and the Heavenly Father. The true name is Yahweh, and His only begotten Son, by Hashem, in the name of Hamashiach Yahawashi. Those are the true names in the ancient color of Hebrew, and not spoken out your tongue. And I say Barak Adon to the elders and apostles, with Akim and Akwa. Until next time, I will say Kwame Sharala and the ball. Shalom.